Subtitles. This marks the perfect timing exactly as the first case progressed. However, he only admits to ordering the song, not to committing murder. Our old friend who died yesterday at a time of death recorded at 7:30. Subtitles. He dashed out of the door like a rocket, unloading its cargo after starting to listen to that song. One officer who told him his speculation, he actually stood up in a burst of rage. Kale got banned from the interrogation room for throwing punches, and let's just say he's now the poster boy for restricted access. Subtitle. Lau Paio and Officer Su feel utterly helpless, unable to even locate a complete chain of evidences akin to assembling a puzzle with several crucial pieces lost. Officer Su even considered adopting Lau Paio's approach, which is precisely why he has such a headache. Subtitles. How could a fool like Bai Guanhao know so much about the killer? Only explanation, he's a witness. He rushed to Bai's BBQ to find Bai Guanhao. Lau Paio saw Keo drinking heavily, sat down to comfort him when the TV blared news about cops being fired for brutality, and Keo completely lost it. Chaos ensued in the joint, and it was like an unexpected episode. Bai Guanhao set the mood perfectly, then grabbed a stick for Keo, unaware a nail was stuck to it. Lau Paio and Officer Su chase, climbed a pole almost as Paio accompanied him. That day, he trailed Zhang Shu and accidentally witnessed the murder. Lau Paio quickly pulled out his photos. Subtitles. He inquired whether the murder Bai Guanhao saw was indeed him, at which point Bai's father and the man who had just been beaten suddenly made their appearance. Bai Guanhao escaped, dashing onto a railway. Lau Paio urged him to run, but too late. After that, Lau Paio seemed lost, like without a backbone. He was released due to an extended interrogation, and the world grew more hopeless. We found clues in the corpse. DNA matching could convict the scumbag. But South Korea lacked the technology then. They could only send samples to the US for testing. Now, they could only wait, but Kioslik got infected with tetanus. To save his life, amputation was necessary, and it was the very leg head used to torture during interrogations. Officer Su monitored the jerk day and night to prevent his relapse. One day, he was distracted, and the guy boarded a bus. Of all times, the bus broke down, leaving him to helplessly watch the perp slip away. This was more dramatic than a Hollywood flick. Just then, the killer spotted a younger, easier victim, a girl, and changed his mind. Subtitles. He clamped her mouth, dragged her into woods. Like magic, the girl's limbs were bound. Subtitles. A pen, sharpener, and fork were neatly laid on the ground as the girl awaited torment and death. When the cops arrived the next day after the report, Officer Su was shocked to discover that the victim was the very girl who had given him clues just days earlier. Subtitles. Her lower body was stabbed with blades and pens, a gruesome sight. Su, heartbroken, stormed off in fury. He stomped into the factory and spotted the scumbag just lounging around like he owned the place. Enough was enough. Full of fury, he didn't hold back and kicked him as if he were just topping a laughing doll. Where were you on the bus yesterday? Su barked, but the silence from the other guy was thunderous. Just then, Lau Paio burst in waving a lab report, only to get kicked like a football down to the ground. Hearing this, Su immediately got ready to pull the trigger, but the man grabbed a rock, smashed the gun away. Just then, Lau Paio arrived with the report, leaving him stunned. The report clearly shows samples mismatch, indicating the item in the victim's body wasn't his. Subtitles. The proof showed he wasn't the killer. Su, realizing this, collapsed in despair, tossed the report, thinking the test was wrong. Picking up the gun, Lau Paio grabbed Sa's chin and blocked Sa's gun tense moment. He glared fiercely at the scumbag with firm resolve. Officer Su was ready to fire, but just then, a train roared in, and Lau Paio quickly pushed him aside. As a result, the scumbag vanished into the crowd. Su pulled the trigger instinctively, but Lau Paio blocked him completely. In the end, he could only watch helplessly as the scumbag slipped away, turning around to find he had vanished into the tunnel. 10 years zipped by in the blink of an eye, and Lau Paio became, well, an old Paio. His 2 kids have grown quite a bit, and now he's no longer a cop, he's stepping into the business world. While delivering goods to clients one day, Lao Pio cruised by the old town.